In this video, I'm going to show you some extremely simple strategies to help your orthodontics business Google business profile rank, drive traffic, and generate leads. Why should you care about optimizing your profile? It's because it helps you rank here. And I call this beachfront real estate on the internet. There are dozens of things that you can change and do to rank in the Google local pack. But in this video, let's jump into the 7 most important things for your orthodontics practice, starting with the 2 things that very few SEO experts talk about.
Why should you care about optimizing your Google business profile? It's because it helps you rank here. I call this beachfront real estate on the internet, and there are dozens of things you can change and do to rank in the Google local pack as it relates to your Google business profile.
First, consistently add photos and videos of your office and treatments. This one is really quite simple for orthodontics offices. You're always taking pictures of patients' teeth. Their before and afters are some of the most powerful things out there for you. And depending on your volume, you're likely wrapping up a treatment and getting that final after photo at least once a week. Therefore, every week at the end of the week, you can take 10 minutes to add these photos to your profile. While you're taking the photos, you might as well also take a quick video. We know it seems silly to take a short video of someone's teeth, but Google loves video content.
So first is consistently add photos and videos of your office and treatments and before and afters. So if we look at an example of a profile here in Seattle, you can see that there are tons of photos that you can add by the owner, but there's also another thing that folks usually miss. And I'll go to our profile just to reference this. You can add what are called Google Business Profile posts. And within these, you can even add videos. Now for our business, we're not serving people as you are as an orthodontist in their office. And so I add a lot of video content to our profile in the form of video screen shares, sharing tips and strategies. Now you are constantly helping people, have an amazing smile. And so their before and afters are some of the most powerful things out there. And depending on your volume, you're likely wrapping up a treatment and getting that final after photo at least once a week, if not multiple times per week. And so one thing that we noticed, just for example here, is that their last photo, it appears, was taken a year ago. And there's a ton of opportunity to consistently add photos. Now, therefore, basically every week at the end of the week, if you're wrapping up a treatment at least once a week, you can take 10 minutes to add these photos to your Google business profile. And while you're taking the photos of the patients, you might as well take a quick video as well. A quick pano video of their teeth is all that it takes, and Google loves that.
Second, get 5-star reviews for your orthodontics business ASAP using some really basic hacks. Caveat here, get reviews from paying patients, of course. But my guess is that you work with at least a few other medical professionals, traditional dentists, pediatric dentists, etc. Google allows anybody to leave you a review so long as that review is honest. So ask all your professional connections for a Google review. You probably have at least 5 to 10. When you ask them for a review, make it really easy. Send them an email that says something like, "Hey Steve, I'm looking to get more reviews for my business. Can you please spend 30 seconds leaving me a review? Here's the link. And Steve, I know you're busy, so here's an example review that you can write. Dr. Joey and the team at XYZ Orthodontics are so thoughtful and they're really good at what they do." That's an honest review. Within the next 30 days, you should be able to get at least 5 reviews. It seems small, but it really can make a difference.
Second, get as many 5-star Google reviews for your business as possible. Now, caveat, get reviews from paying patients, of course. And why do you need to get reviews for your Google business profile? Do some searches. Orthodontist, Seattle, Washington, 78 reviews, 414 reviews, 68 reviews. Orthodontist in Chicago, 181, 676, 152. Let's do one more example. Even a relatively small location, Reno, Nevada. Get through all of the ads. 248, 174, 665. So, if you have less than the lowest amount of folks here, let's say you're based in Reno and you have 43 reviews. Now, you don't need 174 to necessarily rank in this profile, but you're probably going to need more than 10 or 20 reviews. So one way that you can get quick reviews Of course, caveat, you can get reviews from paying patients, of course. But my guess is that you work with at least a few other medical professionals, maybe traditional dentists, pediatric dentists, etc. Now, Google allows anyone to leave you a review so long as the review is honest. So ask all of your professional connections for a Google review. You probably have at least 5 to 10 that you can immediately reach out to. And when you ask them for a review, just make it really, really easy. Hey, I'm looking to get more Google reviews for my business. It's very important to help me get more visibility online. I'd really appreciate it if you could spend 20 to 30 seconds leaving me a review. Here's the link. I know you're super busy, so here's an example review that you can write. Dr. Joey and the team at XYZ Orthodontics Clinic are very thoughtful and they're great at what they do. That's an honest review. They didn't say, I went in there and got braces or got Invisalign. They just said, they're great people and they're good at what they do. And again, within the next 30 days, you should be able to get at least 5 reviews using this strategy, if not 10 or more.
Third, make sure your orthodontics Google business profile categories are set up properly. If you want to rank in the Google local pack for orthodontist related keywords, your primary category must be orthodontist. I've actually seen some orthos with the primary category of dentist. Here's proof as to why these categories matter.
The next thing is to make sure that your Google business profile category is set up properly. So if you want to rank in the Google local pack, again, beachfront real estate on the internet, you have to choose a primary category. And this one's pretty easy. You should choose orthodontist. We've seen some weird things. We've seen folks have dentist or even medical office as their primary category, and that immediately makes it nearly impossible for them to rank. So just triple check that your primary category is orthodontist.
Don't overdo the categories. Google's documentation says to have as few categories as possible. Fourth, add localized keywords to the first few words of your primary description, aka orthodontist in city name like Seattle or Portland. And make sure your primary description is as close as possible to 750 characters. This right here is your primary description. So for example, let's say you're an orthodontist, you're based in Seattle, then the start of your primary description could say something like, we're a trusted orthodontics office in Seattle with 10 years of experience and hundreds of patients treated. You hit the keyword right at the beginning.
The next thing is to add a localized keyword to the first few words of your primary description. So here's one of our clients. They're an orthodontist here in the Portland, Oregon area. They're based in Beaverton. And this is their primary category, primary description. If you scroll down, you type in your business name and then scroll down, you'll see yours. We're a top reviewed Portland orthodontist. And then immediately Invisalign and braces. So most folks don't have this. So if you're an orthodontist in Reno, yours could say, we're a top rated Reno orthodontist office or something like that. It seems really, really small, but it's actually quite easy to do.
Pro tip, embed your Google business profile in the footer of your website. Here is exactly how you embed it.
The next thing is to embed your Google business profile. This is a pro tip. Embed your Google business profile in the footer of your website. You probably have a map embed on your website. What most people do is they embed the address. So there's a map on their website of the address. It's quite easy to change that to a map of your Google business profile. And that's how you do it right there. I'll show you again. You go to share, you go to embed a map, and you just copy the HTML, and your developer would be able to add this very, very quickly. It seems small, but having the map embedded with the reviews actually makes a difference compared to just embedding 17885 Northeast Evergreen Parkway.
Fifth, make sure your website link is correct and points to the HTTPS secure version. Here's where that is in an example of a business doing it incorrectly.
The next thing is to make sure your website link within the Google business profile is correct and points to the HTTPS secure version. What does that mean? Okay, so again, we got Bierman Orthodontics, and here's their website link. If I copy and paste this, you can see that the website link is the HTTPS version. This is the secure version. A lot of folks we find have the HTTP version, or they just have something like this. Now, your website likely auto redirects people to the secure version. But that's an extra step that Google's crawlers have to go through. This URL, and then it auto redirects them to the secure version. That's an extra step for the crawler, which is more, energy power that Google has to use, and Google doesn't love that. It's not a big deal, but these are the tiny things that all cumulatively are drops in the bucket that can make a difference.
Sixth, consider updating your business name using a localized orthodontics keyword. For this one, you're going to need to get a DBA, doing business as. It's actually really cheap and easy to do. As you may have noticed with your competitors, they're gaming the system with this. They're adding keywords into their business name. This is something you may want to consider, but only after you've purchased a DBA with your state. For example, let's say your business name is currently Smiley Smiles. Sounds pretty cool. You may want to get a DBA with your state for Smiley Smiles, Seattle Orthodontist. Now you've hit an exact match keyword of Seattle Orthodontist in your business name.
The next thing is to consider updating your Google business profile name to add localized orthodontics keywords. So you may have noticed that if you search for just about any location for orthodontist, the businesses that rank have the word orthodontist or orthodontics in their name. And you can see this business here is playing the game. Their business name is not actually Dash Reno. They likely got what's called a DBA, doing business as, and with the state of Nevada, they are allowed to operate under this name. Now, I don't know if they've exactly done that, but that is a strategy that you can consider. And this is particularly important if your business name does not have the word orthodontics in it. And most orthodontists do. So like Bierman Orthodontics, this is their business name. They have the word orthodontics already in here. But let's say your business name is Smiley Smiles. And let's say you're based in Seattle and you're an orthodontist. You might want to go to the state of Washington and get a DBA for something like this. So instead of just Smiley Smiles, it's now Smiley Smiles Orthodontics Seattle. You now have an exact match keyword in your Google business profile business name. This seems small, but it makes a substantial difference. It's actually crazy how fast this can help a business rank higher compared to doing all of the other strategies we already talked about.
Seventh, ensure your homepage's title tag, meta description, and header tags align with the keyword that you want to rank for. For example, if you're an orthodontist and you're based in Seattle, then you probably want to rank for orthodontist in Seattle, Washington, or braces in Seattle, Washington. Therefore, your homepage's title tag, meta description, and header tag should hit these keywords. Here's exactly what this means with an example.
The last thing is to make sure your website's homepage, title tag, meta description, and H1 tag align with the keyword that you want to rank for. What is a title tag? This is a title tag. What is a meta description? This is a meta description. And then what are the header tags on your website? The header tags are things like the main big text. And so they've done a really good job of adding Orthodontist Reno, Nevada to their title tag. And it looks like they've done an okay job in their meta description. And then their main header tags don't include very many localized keywords. However, they're still ranking at the top. So again, this is not something that's absolutely required to rank, but it's something that clearly Google looks at. And you can see every single one of them. They have the same structure here. They've got the word orthodontics here, but Leyland Orthodontics, orthodontist in Reno, Nevada. And so having this title tag, meta description, and header tags on the page, Google crawls all of that. And it makes a big difference when you have exact match keywords or variations of keywords. I would potentially add things like orthodontist offering braces and Invisalign in Reno, Nevada. That can make a big difference to rank for keywords like braces and Invisalign.
These 7 strategies will take your orthodontist Google business profile to the next level, driving more visibility, more leads, and more revenue. But these strategies are just the tip of the iceberg. I'd say by doing the actions in this video, you just got yourself 40% of the way there, which is killer. But if you want to compete with the big kids, and in this space, it's very competitive, you're going to need to do more. We've helped orthodontists not only optimize their Google business profile, but optimize their entire digital presence. We're a full service digital marketing agency, and you can go to our website via the link in the description of this video. If you reach out, I personally will jump on a call with you. See you in the next video.